okay, thank God. We are going to Barnes & Noble today, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm sitting here waiting for my car to warm up a little bit, and then we're gonna go. And I think I can get there the way that I regularly go, but because we're not going to the one in town. We're going to the one the next town over, because I like it more. Yeah, so I'll insert some clips of me book shopping. So I got a new light. So I've been using this ring light and it's okay, but it was really just cheap. The cheap option when I got it. I'm gonna keep it, but I got a softbox finally because I also want to use it for my photography. So I'm gonna set that up. Still gonna have to mess with it a little bit to kind of figure out how I like it, but for now this will work. I'm gonna show you the books I got at Barnes & Noble. Spoiler, I spent too much money. What else is new, right? I'm also gonna show you, I don't have any clips. We went to like a small, very, very small Ren Fair over the weekend, and I got 2 books from indie authors there, so I'm just gonna show you those. Let's just start with the indie books. Okay, so I got, I think they're both, I mean, one sounds like it's YA urban fantasy, perhaps. That is The Hidden City by J.S. Furlong, local author, independent author, and this is the first in a series. I don't know how soon I'm gonna get to this because I do have other indie authors that I bought earlier this year that I also need to read and give them reviews and stuff. But yeah, I like to support, especially if they're local. And her daughter was manning her booth, which is so sweet. It's very nice of her daughter to do that. So very supportive family, and I'm excited to get to this one, but I don't know how soon I will. And they also gave me a bookmark that says, "Some girls don't take crap from anyone, even vampires." So, and then I also got another YA, this may even be middle grade, fantasy. This is just straight up fantasy. Obviously it has dragons. This one I had the author read me the synopsis and it sounded really good. So this is Fern Majestic and the Fall of a Dragon by James Stevens, another local independent author to the Virginia area. I think he's actually from southwestern Virginia. This one looks like it's gonna be a pretty quick read. Like I said, I don't know if it's YA or middle grade technically. It sounded like it could be kind of teen-ish. Anyways, those are the 2 independent authors I bought books from over the weekend, and now I'm gonna show you the books I got at Barnes & Noble. I actually wanna start with the 2 things I got that are not books, because I'm a sucker and I buy things in their, you know, their stationery areas. It's just easier to knock these out at the beginning here. So I did get one of these like themed notepads. I feel like this is just like plan of attack. Most critical would be nice, not a chance. Like it's a priority list basically. And I think this will be good for me and my husband to use like on a weekly basis because ADHD. The other thing I got was this, I could not resist this. I don't need a 2024 calendar, but these are like bookmark calendars with dogs. There we go. And I'll show you a couple of them because they're really cute. Like here's the June one. Oh my god, the February is so cute. So yeah, there's one in here for every month. You can just like tear them out. They're really cute. I'm obsessed. November, oh my god. Yeah, I couldn't resist this, so I got it. You know, I don't really need it for the calendar. I just wanted the dog bookmarks, I'm not gonna lie. And in case anybody thinks this is really, really cute, they do have a cat one. So just so you know, if you're more of a cat person, they do have one for you. That was like 13 bucks. So, but you get 12 bookmarks. All right, now to get into the books. I have quite a few. I bought 9 books. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get into it. I had probably 5 or 6 more in my cart, and I had to kind of weed them out because it was too many. I couldn't buy that many, but I bought a decent amount. We're gonna start with the one that I am the most excited for. I could not believe first of all, I'm not surprised because I've heard they do this at Barnes & Noble sometimes, but I was so excited to find this on the table where I did, and now I have to cancel my pre-order because that's supposed to come next week. That is Bookshops and Bone Dust. I probably will like literally start this right away. So yeah, I'm really excited. They had this out a little early. This technically doesn't come out until the 7th, but I picked it up and they let me buy it, so. Another one I picked up, I've had this on my Amazon wish list for a while, and they had it there in like printed copy, which I was kind of surprised by, but that is Forged by Magic by Jenna Wolfhart. This is sounds like lighthearted kind of fantasy romance, and this is a whimsical feel-good fantasy romance with a helping of spice and only a pinch of danger. So kind of on the lighter side in terms of stakes, but the cover for this is gorgeous. First of all, like, I'm obsessed. And apparently I have a thing for orcs because I literally bought 2 orc romances in a row. Okay, so then I bought 2 hardcovers. I try to avoid them, because I don't like them. I don't actually like to read them. They're just uncomfortable for me. I prefer a paperback. But I try to refrain from buying them unless it's something that I like literally can't wait a year for it to come out in paperback. And I want to read it ASAP. So I got The Dead Take the A Train by Cassandra Caw and Richard Kadri. Now, I've heard some things on YouTube about this book and it sounds crazy. So it's like fantasy horror, maybe like a little bit of like sci-fi craziness. I'll just read you the synopsis. So it says, Julie is a coked up, burnt out 30-year-old whose only retirement plan is dying early. She's been trying to establish herself in the New York City magic scene, and she'll work the most gruesome gigs, exercise the nastiest demons, and make deals with the cruelest gods to claw her way to the top. But nothing can prepare her for the toughest job yet when her best friend Sarah shows up at her door in need of help. Keeping Sarah safe becomes top priority. Julie is desperate for a quick fix to break the dead-end grind and save her friend, but her power grab sets off a deadly chain of events that puts Sarah and the entire world directly in the path of annihilation. This is supposed to be a duology. This says cosmic horror and gritty fantasy. A full-throttle thrill ride straight into New York's magical underbelly. This just sounds wild to me, and I'm excited to read it. The cover is really cool. Like look at it. But that aside, this sounds crazy, and I do kind of like that like cosmic, almost like psychedelic, confusing fantasy horror type vibe. Because, you know, I do like Gideon the Ninth. And as much as I bitch about Harrow and how confusing it was, I did actually really like it. So I'm excited. I feel like this is going to have kind of similar vibes, but not like... Dude, will you shut the fuck up? I feel like this is going to have kind of similar vibes, but not obviously similar like plot or premise or anything like that. So I bought that one in hardback because, oh yeah, it says perfect for fans of Neil Gaiman. So if you don't like Neil Gaiman, this might not be for you, but I do. So it will probably be for me. And then the other hardback that I purchased is Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. I have yet to read anything by her. I did buy another book by her. So this just says there is a game that the immortals play. There is only one rule, don't lose. This has illustrated bookends in the back and in the front. This picture is the one that sold me. So this is a vampire real estate agent, a medium. It sounds crazy. It's fantasy. It looks like it's fantasy romance. I actually heard about this book from Megan over at Manuscripts, Music, and More. So she is a librarian. She's I think a high school librarian. I love her videos. She has a relatively small channel, but if you're interested in like seeing another librarian talk about books, check her stuff out. She has some similar taste to me, but we do differ in some ways. Some books that she's read, like for example, like I just said, she is not a fan of Neil Gaiman, but I am. But she loved this book. I am so excited to read this. And honestly, like I said, those illustrated, oh my God. And after reading the synopsis, I was like, I'm gonna buy this one and I'm probably gonna read it really soon because I've heard a lot of good things about this author. Even though, so this author wrote the Atlas 6 and I didn't read it, but it just didn't sound interesting to me, but it was the school setting. So anyways, I bought that one. Okay, so on the tail end of that one, the other Olivia Blake book that I bought is Alone with You in the Ether. This is another romance. I think it's kind of sci-fi romance from what I understand. Looks very short. This is an intimate study of time, space, and the nature of love from the best-selling author of the Atlas 6. True love is just a matter of time. This I've heard is wild. I've heard some people cry when they read this one. It's really short. I'm really excited to read both her books that I bought. So yeah, I got that one too. I said, why not? Why not? So I think, yeah, all the rest, including that one, are romance books. So I've been on a real romance kick. So that's what I'm buying most of. And then I bought a holiday one because I'm dying to read another holiday one. Last year I think I read In a Holidays by Christina Lauren, and it was okay. But I bought A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. I've heard good things about this. So this is looks like our main character has a career as a plus-size adult film star. Our male main character, Nolan Shaw, is an ex-boy band member in desperate need of career rehab. So the next one I bought is Mortal Follies. I've heard mixed things about this. It sounds like it's a historical romance, perhaps, and it's sapphic, and I don't know. Like I said, I've heard mixed things. People either liked this or just kind of felt meh about it, but it sounds interesting to me, so I just picked it up. I went today with like no plan, just kind of browsing, having a 100% me day where I just go and take my time and buy books that I want. I've been trying to do that more instead of just like picking up ones that I just hear about. I mean, obviously I'm like everybody else. I pick up a lot of books that I hear about online, but I've been trying to pick up more where I'm just kind of hearing about them organically or just going and reading the synopsis. This is not one of them. This one I am hyped for because I do like Tessa Bailey's books. This is Wreck the Halls. This is her new release. This is the other Christmas one I'm going to be reading, probably sooner rather than later. And last but not least, this is definitely one that I have heard nothing about, but it has dogs in it. So I'm a sucker for romances with dogs. This one features a dog training business. So the main character runs a dog training business. It sounds like it's enemies to lovers. The only thing I could see not liking potentially is that like the main male character is like a gym bro. But this is Unleashed Holiday by Victoria Shade. This is so cute with the dogs on the front. And yeah, so this is another Christmas one. So maybe if I'm lucky, I'll read all 3. This one looks like it's on the shorter side. Hello. If you hear my washer in the background, just ignore that, okay? So, God, I've been vlogging like on and off for a week now, and I don't know, I'm tired. I kind of want to end this vlog, but like, I feel like I didn't do enough in it. I definitely didn't talk enough in it, but that is what it is. So I might film like a couple more days, just cause I feel like I need a little bit more content. Sorry, I'm sitting at my desk and just trying to, I don't know, catch up on things. So last night I finished In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros. Sorry, I don't know how to say her name, apparently. It was okay. I think I ended up giving it 4 stars, which is kind of surprising for me, but I don't know, it might have been like a 3.5. It was fine. I didn't hate the characters. I felt like the chemistry was okay. It's a little insta-lovey, and I surprisingly did not like totally detest the military aspect of it. Surprisingly, although the main male character is kind of insufferable, and it has undertones of like racism, to be fucking honest with you. This book does, just a little bit. I think that the criticisms of this book are valid. I was entertained. That usually is all it takes for me in terms of a romance novel to have a decent time, is am I entertained? I think the thing that kept me reading this the most was our main female character, and a lot of it I didn't relate to her, but in terms of like her hang-ups with the relationship and stuff, I somewhat related to her, having been in not really the same situation, like somebody deployed, obviously, but I have had like a long distance on and off relationship that took many years to get out of, basically, and was, in my case, very toxic. So that being said, I did, sometimes the stuff that she would say or feel or think or whatever were very relatable for me. So that kept me kind of engaged, and I was kind of rooting for her, and I felt for her, and the main male character was just a fucking jughead who just didn't get it, and I don't understand why he wouldn't just, I don't know. I don't get it. But aside from all that, I had a good enough time reading it. That's pretty much my thoughts on that. That's my alarm to eat lunch, which is cooking right now. And I started Godkiller by Hannah Kenner, I want to say her name is, or yeah, Kenner, I don't know. I started Godkiller. I'm 3 chapters in. I'm gonna sit down and try to read some more of that today, because it's really short, honestly, and it's pretty fast paced. Like, we're pretty immediately in the action with this one, and I'm having a good time. It kind of reminds me of The Witcher, and I like that. Like, not in a bad way. Like, it gave me, immediately reminded me kind of Noragami, and if you've read or really watched any Noragami, you'll know, if you've read this book as well, this like whole concept of like gods can't survive without like prayers and worshipers, and like a shrine concept kind of reminded me of that, which I really liked. So I was immediately like suckered into that. And the first chapter is really intense, so you'll be hooked right away if you pick this one up. What else do I need to say? Yeah, so it's a good time. Kind of reminds me of The Witcher a little bit. Kind of gave me a little bit of Noragami vibes in that aspect. And I'm not super far into it yet, so we'll see. But seems interesting. So far, like, one of our main characters can, like, see auras, basically. I don't know. It sounds really good so far, and I'm having a good time, so I really don't have a whole lot to say. I'll update you. Hopefully I can remember to do updates. And, the other 2 books I'm reading right now. So, oh my god. These 2, I have barely gotten into it. So, I have been reading the 2 other ebooks I'm reading right now. The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. I'm still only like 5 or 6 chapters. I think I'm on chapter 5 of this one. It's very, very long. From what I read in reviews, it's very slow until about 75% of the way in. This one might take me a little while to get through, or I am contemplating like trying a couple more chapters and then DNFing it, just because I don't know if I'm like up for another book that's like takes 75% of a like 700-page book to get to a good point. So we'll see, but so far I'm like interested enough. The premise behind this one is very cool, I will say. This like whole machine that like creates an alternative reality based on the book that you take into it. And these like people that got like sucked in to this machine and then like spit back out like a ton of years later. I don't even remember how long it is. So that's really interesting to me. And then these like saber people that are like animal anthropomorphic, like self-aware sentient animal people. I don't know if they're like saber-tooth-esque or like dogs. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. So they're interesting. The world and like the politics so far are kind of interesting to me as well, but I'm not that far into it. So we'll see. I'm going to try to read just a little bit more of that before I like officially call it quits. And I've just barely started Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. I have really not started this one at all, but I have the ebook and I have a physical copy, so I'm trying to read that one as well. So I'm reading like 3 books right now. Still trying to work my way through the audiobook of The Nine Eyes of Lucian, but I am debating DNFing that. I have stopped and restarted this book like 4 or 5 times. This is the furthest I've gotten. I'm like 60% of the way through the book, but honestly, I'm fucking bored, and I haven't been wanting to pick it up because of that, so I might just DNF it. I know how it ends. I know how this story goes, so I'm kind of like, that's part of why I just don't care. Now, I will say the dynamic audio, the like full cast audio on Audible is worth a shot if you are really interested in listening to this one. It just makes it a little more interesting with like the voice cast. Yeah, so it's very cold and windy today. I have therapy in about an hour and a half, and I'll try to keep you updated, but no promises. All right. I haven't gotten to it yet. I did purchase Icebreaker. So it's Thursday, about 11 o'clock, and I'm gonna end this vlog. I stayed home sick today because I'm not feeling so great, so I spent like 3 hours this morning just like doing homework so that I don't have to think about it the rest of the week. I'm just gonna kind of take it easy, I think, today. I don't have a whole lot to say. Oh, I did read more of... Let me go grab it real quick. So I got to chapter 5 in God Killer. So I'm like 45 pages in, but it's not super long. Let me look and see how long it actually is. It's 288 pages. And I just found out that the sequel is coming out soon. So I'm glad I picked this one up. I'm still really enjoying this. Things are getting interesting. Very interesting. It continues to be enthralling, basically. Like every chapter, something crazy is happening right now. So yeah, I'm probably going to try to like sit down at some point today and read a good chunk of this. Like if I could get 50%, if not more, through this, like I realistically, if I sat down and just read, I could read this in one day. It's kind of pathetic if it takes me a week. So that's the plan for today. Reading more God Killer, taking it easy, getting homework done, and that's it really. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like, but if it's anything like yesterday, it's gonna be freezing cold today. So I'm probably not going to be going outside. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you want to see more from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.